Welcome to the video premiere of the St. Clair County Teen Court. We're celebrating our 5-year anniversary, 200 teen graduates, and 20,000 plus volunteer hours. Please join us in watching the first video that summarizes Teen Court and provides a history of our court and our teens. Enjoy.
Hey everybody, Mike Claiborne here, and welcome to another edition of the podcast. You know, we talked to a lot of fun people along the way in this business and sports and entertainment, but we've got something I think is going to be even more special. We're going to have a chance to talk to a very special person who's got a very special project, and it's presented by our good friends from Ameren, Illinois. So before I go any further, why don't you take a look?
5 years ago, retired Judge Annette Eckert started Teen Court in St. Clair County, an alternative for young, nonviolent first-time offenders. Instead of having a criminal charge on their permanent record, offenders can admit their guilt and have their case heard by a jury of teenage peers who decide what the respondent needs to do to make things right.
Here, they get the chance to tell their story, and we get to ask the mother, the father, whoever, brother, sister, what do you think about this? What can you do at home to help them out?
Are you still friends with the people who you were with that night?
They're teenagers, we're teenagers, and so they'll talk about high school bullying or whatever, pressure, peer pressure, and we can relate to that. I mean, we may have different backgrounds, but at the heart of it, we're all teenagers.
More than 150 teens have graduated from Teen Court, and in 5 years, less than 5% of them have been repeat offenders. That's about 40% better than the Illinois recidivism rate. And it's made possible in part thanks to $25,000 Ameren, Illinois contributed to support the St. Clair County Teen Court.
If you can get to those young people at a very young age, whether it's 13, 14, 15 years old, and make a difference in their life, and it's worth every penny we spend in trying to fund programs like this to better our communities.
Because we seriously believe we're saving our future one teen at a time, because that's what it's all about.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, you had a chance to see firsthand what it was all about with regard to the Teen Court. And with us today is the Honorable Annette Eckert. She's kind of been the quarterback of this whole event. So first of all, thank you so much for joining me.
Mike, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the program itself. You've got some time under your belt now. Over 5 years, you've been part of this program and really created it. How did it actually start? And what have you noticed so far about the progress and some of the kids you've had to deal with?
Thank you. I wish I could tell you that I was such a smart person that I thought of this and thought, created this out of my own brain. But it was actually a student that I was teaching at Lindenwood University in Belleville who found out about some teen courts and did some reports on them. And it was very intriguing to me because for years, I was on the bench for 20 years, most of those in criminal court. I was on the other end. I was the person sentencing people, seeing them after they'd already been in the system because I'd been in felony court. So here, this teen court that was an opportunity to give somebody a second chance was really interesting to me. So I started researching it and brought it to the attention of some people in St. Clair County, specifically the Juvenile Justice Commission. They said, go for it. And there it was. So it was something I learned from one of my students that actually started this.
Now, when you start a program, it's always a challenge to get people engaged in being involved. How did you approach that with kids? Because they were they already had a strike against them in some cases, and B, they weren't sure where this was going to take them. So how did you get kids involved?
When a teen is charged and they're a first-time nonviolent offender, the state's attorney's office refers them to teen court. And we have an administrator that contacts them and prior to the pandemic, met with them personally, with the family and with the teen, explained everything, and explained to them that if they accepted responsibility for this and accountability, that this was an opportunity for them to come before people their own age to determine what responsibility did they have and how could they repair the harm. If they accomplished the remedies that the teens wanted them to accomplish, then the charge, the blemish on their record forever, was not ever going to be filed, and their record would be completely clean. That is a very attractive thing to teens and to families. If they want to go into the military, if they want to go into law enforcement, if they want to get that scholarship, that's a very attractive enticement that they can maintain their clean record.
You know, this is a great corporate community program as far as getting corporate involvement. And one of the leaders of this has been Ameren, Illinois, making some contributions to get this off the ground, because none of these things come free. How important is it for you as a judge and also working with these young people to have that corporate involvement, especially with Ameren, Illinois leading the way?
Well, Teen Court has no state funds and no federal funds. This is funded by our community, a community investment. And to have Ameren make this a priority in what they invest in the community and make giving teens a second chance a priority, that's a big statement. That's a big statement. And I think it has really helped us get more participation from the community, to those people who make a contribution every year to Teen Court, to other groups. So I think, you know, their leadership and their investment in teens, giving them a second chance, has really set the tone, and we can't thank them enough.
I know Richard Mark talked about it was an investment in the community because these young people will move on and do other things on a positive side. What are some of the results you've seen so far? I mean, you've gone through over 5 years now, and you've had some kids that have moved on with their lives. So how are things stacking up numbers wise?
Well, our goal when we started was to have a less than 10% recidivism rate. After 5 years and nearly 200 graduates, in fact, we've got our 200th graduate coming up here soon, we have an 8.3 recidivism rate, which honestly is unheard of.
You're right.
So I think it shows that early intervention, and also the involvement of other teens, giving them that second chance, applauding them, congratulating them, wishing them well, is very positive in turning something around. And our statistics show that. And we've had some amazing stories come out of this, you know, that we have a graduation, and the young lady, we just didn't know if it was going to make it to college. She couldn't make graduation because she was already in college, but she wanted to come back on her break and get her diploma and her Teen Court pin. Stories like that I know still give me goosebumps. The young man in the military, the young man who was able to get his sports scholarship. I mean, those kinds of stories are really what keeps you involved with this sort of thing.
Now, we call this Teen Court for a reason, because we're talking about teenagers that are going to be on trial. We're going to talk about teenagers that are the jury as well. So this is something that's managed all by the people it is directly geared for. How does that actually work as far as the selection process? We already know we have some candidates to be in front of the court, but how does that work?
We have teens from almost every high school in St. Clair County, and we allow the high schools to determine what teens to send. We give some criteria that they have to be able to make a commitment and be there and be interested in this area, and then they choose. And we do that. We allow so many teens per school based on their population, so that we try and be fair to everyone. One of the things that I've really enjoyed also is what this provides for the teens that serve as our peer jurors. They really value the experience. They believe that it broadens their view of life. They get to meet teens from other schools. And one of the words that constantly comes up is empathy, that they have learned empathy. And that's an important thing to learn in high school.
As you've gone through, as you mentioned, over 200 cases, are there any common cases that you're starting to see more where maybe we can focus in that area to prevent these opportunities for kids to get in trouble?
You know, one of the things that we've learned about and now we train on is trauma. That oftentimes there's something that's happened in a teen's life, and they're acting out. They've had the loss of a parent who they've cared for and who passed away, and it's Christmas, and they end up going to the mall and deciding they need something special, and they get charged with theft. Right now, we're also seeing another type of trauma during this pandemic. We're seeing a lot of homelessness. In fact, it's one question that I've discussed with the teens, that when they question, they need to ask about that. Oftentimes, it's not on police reports because the teen does not want to tell a police officer that they've been homeless because they're afraid they might be taken away from home. But they'll tell their fellow teens. And we have some wonderful resources that have become available. So unfortunately, the latest trauma that we're seeing is homelessness and lack of food sources. But we're asking, and they're opening up to that.
You mentioned resources. I know as people watch this, there are things that they like to do to get involved and maybe help out. What are some of the ways adults can get involved, and even teens who see that maybe they can help in some way, shape, or form?
Yes, our website, Teen Court Foundation, SCC, right there are many ways you can donate, and also send us an email and let us know. We have not only teens, but we have adult volunteers, because each teen in the family is assigned an adult that kind of manage them through. And also we've started restorative justice conferencing, where we train people on conferencing. That's when we have not only a teen, but we have a victim that's involved. If there was a theft from that victim, then they come together, the teen, their family, the victim, the teens that we have from the high schoolers, our peer jurors, but members of the community. And everyone has to decide what remedies the teen should perform to accept accountability and repair the harm. So we have a lot of opportunity for adult involvement as well. On Martin Luther King Day, which of course is a service day, we recognized all the volunteer hours. And we've had over 20,000 volunteer hours, and that's probably conservative, in the last 5 years. That's a lot of community involvement. And we would welcome people being involved. I think it's very rewarding. All of our volunteers are very dedicated.
Well, I get the feeling somewhere down the road, you and I are going to have a conversation about a teen court participant who went on to be a very prominent and successful lawyer, if not successful judge. So you better look over your shoulder. The next great judge might come from teen court.
Oh boy, that would be wonderful.
Hey, Judge, thank you so much for your time. More importantly, thank you for what you and Ameren, Illinois are doing for our community. Best of luck, and keep up the great work, and make you stay safe.
Thank you, Mike. It's been a pleasure.
We hope you enjoyed that video. Now let's hear from the stars of Teen Court, some of our prior and current peer jurors. Take it away. Mohammed is a sophomore at St. Louis University and was a peer juror throughout his high school years. He continues to volunteer as an adult.
Hi everyone, my name is Mohammed Ashkar. I'm currently a sophomore at St. Louis University, and I served on Teen Court for 3 years, and this past year I served as a volunteer on the court for my very first time. And I'm honored and blessed to be a part of this major milestone for the Teen Court. To think that we've made it this far is absolutely amazing. I think, I can actually remember my very first day in court. I can almost smell the breakfast sandwiches. And on a personal level, one thing that I really appreciated was I learned to advocate for others. And I think this is something that's easier said than done. But what made it easier for me was the people we were advocating for were teens, people that we could relate to, people that we understood. And I think this made all the difference. And as a volunteer, I think it's even more gratifying because having sat in those chairs, having asked those questions, you can definitely relate. And I feel like I've come full circle, actually. And a lot of people ask me questions about Teen Court, what's it like? What does it compare to? And I think the simplest question, or excuse me, the simplest answer to that question would be it doesn't. It doesn't compare to anything really. But what I will say is it's kind of like a drop of water in the sense that when it lands, it leaves a ripple. And I think this is exemplary of the type of organization that Teen Court has become. Our influence has expanded into multiple counties, and I'm looking forward to seeing everything the court has yet to accomplish. Thank you, Judge Ecker. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Vartanian, Miss Tammy, all of the volunteers, and the Teen Court peer jurors who are the heart and soul of Teen Court. Thank you. I hope you all have a great day and a safe and healthy rest of your year. Bye.
Ethan is a freshman at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, and continues to work with Teen Court. He was a peer juror throughout his high school years.
Hello, my name is Ethan Martin, and I've been on Teen Court for 4 years now, so almost since the beginning. I've had such a great experience with Teen Court. I remember whenever I was first referred 4 years ago, and I was so excited, and I knew almost immediately whenever I started Teen Court that I was going to have a career in law enforcement and everything. It gave me that drive, that push to really be involved in law enforcement. It really meant the world to me. You know, it changed my life. It turned me into the person I am today. I feel like I've really made like an impact on the community, me and my peers. You know, whenever these kids come in and they've had, you know, troubled childhoods, you know, they've done things that are still not right, but they still need a second chance. And I believe that that is great that we can give them that second chance. What I'll take with me is, you know, it has given me like a humbling experience, I'd say. You can look at somebody and think one way, or you can look at somebody and think, you know, although that person might have done something wrong in the past, you know, he or she can have a second chance and be great in the future. Like I said, Teen Court has turned me into the person I am today. It's made me have a career in law enforcement. I'm an honors student at Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, majoring in criminal justice, and I can basically give that to being on Teen Court. I mean, seriously, it has made such a huge impact on my life.
The late United States Supreme Court Justice, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, was in her early life an opera singer and was well known as an opera devotee. One of our peer jurors is an opera singer. So, in honor and memory of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, here is a commentary by Katie, a current peer juror, regarding Teen Court, with Katie singing her opera recital in the background. Take it away, Katie.
And now my eyes are Could I but entangle your feet with my heart and hold them fast to my breast? Do not call my love without asking my name.
Mariah is a senior and one of our current peer jurors. We're really going to miss her when she graduates.
When I first heard of Teen Court, I saw it as my opportunity to grow my knowledge in the field of law since I wish to become a trial attorney. I was very excited to hear the court cases and provide feedback in order to improve the lives of adolescents who wish to better themselves. Teen Court has enabled me to reach out to others in a way where I can inspire them to be productively active in their society. I feel like this program has given me the opportunity to enhance my skills as a leader, since I have served as a foreperson on numerous accounts, leading group discussions after we hear the case, deliberating on ideas, and deciding what is best for that juvenile delinquent who is trying to better themselves and show that they are truly sorry for the action that they have committed. I started off observing how others took the initiative to lead juror discussions, which soon inspired me to do the same. When hearing these cases, I have to remember that it is my duty as an American citizen to ensure that justice is served and to encourage young people to blossom into responsible young adults. This way, the community is impacted for the better, since teen court juveniles serve their society and make it a better place. This program produced amazing young leaders who are able to touch the lives of others. As a senior at Beverly East High School, I will always remember my time serving as a juror on Teen Court. I will use this experience when I'm an attorney, representing those who solely want to improve their community and turn their life around. Wherever my future takes me, wherever I end up working, whatever school I end up going to, I will always carry the lessons in the impactful nature that Teen Court has provided me.
Here is what our graduates and their families have said. This was very helpful. It helped me change my life. This program should stay in business. It will better the Black community in a lot of ways and give us a second chance. Thanks for the second chance. That was from one of our program graduates. I feel like this program was a great thing for my child. That's from one of the parents. Teen Court has impacted my life tremendously, to a point where I am more interested in the law and in the courtroom. So therefore, this is a very special opportunity they have given me. That's from one of our peer jurors. Teen Court gives youth a second chance and an opportunity for greatness. It provides a hope to those who have made poor choices and looking for a second chance at a well-rounded life. It is meaningful to participate in because it makes me feel great to help others. We all make mistakes, and we all deserve a chance. Teen Court provides this to all who seek forgiveness. That's from another one of our peer jurors. Teen Court is a great program. It helps change kids' lives that have come here. It has also changed me. I have learned not to judge anyone. I also know to stay out of trouble and that there is a second chance for most people. That's from another one of our peer jurors. And this quote, St. Clair County Teen Court has a positive impact on both the people going through the court as well as the jurors. This experience has showed me the consequences I could have if I were to act out as well as the favor given by Teen Court. I think it's a positive program that gives people a second chance. I also think having the programs and community service option has a positive impact on the offender. I not only like that they should have written sentences to think about their actions, but the community service is a sacrifice as well. Teen Court has made a positive impact on me, and how I look at the law. That's from another peer juror. It was nice to see the impact it had on the people at graduation. I think that it is a good experience for everyone involved. And that's from yet another peer juror. None of this could have been done without our staff and volunteers. Let's hear now from our retired administrator, Zabel Norsigian Vartanian.
Initially, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Zabel Norsigian Vartanian, and I am the former and first administrator of Teen Court of St. Clair County. That said, in the fall of 2017, Teen Court of St. Clair County came into existence as a minor fledgling organization with the major determined goal of helping youngsters in a positive manner. From this seemingly modest origin of meeting one youth at a time, as well as increasing our peer jury and volunteer pools slowly but surely, Teen Court today in 2021 proudly boasts having served and graduated 200 youngsters, while including the participation of more than 250 peer jurors representing almost 100% of the high schools in St. Clair County. In addition, our list of volunteers has also doubled in number. When the state grant that had originally funded Teen Court was abruptly halted, the volunteers working with the court created a nonprofit foundation that began soliciting private donations to operate. Such have subsequently continued to sustain the excellent work of the court. Abundantly obvious it is that Teen Court of St. Clair County has been and remains a resilient, successful, efficient, and effective body for juvenile justice. Without a doubt, I have been and am proud and honored to be a part of this exceedingly worthwhile entity. Thus, to Teen Court of St. Clair County, especially including everyone involved in the execution of the workings of the court, I wish many, many more years of continued success.
And we couldn't do what we do without our terrific and caring staff. Garen Vartanian, peer jury administrator, Tamara Vaughn Walker, evaluator, and Carrie Ross, restorative justice conferencing administrator. Thanks so much to all of you. And what about our foundation board members? President Barbara Sempura, Renisha Brown, secretary, Ann Hatch, treasurer, Philip Hickman, Stanley Franklin, Rich Soje, and Ann Weidman. Thanks to all of you. And what would we do without our volunteers and our volunteer moderators? Our adult volunteers include Mohammed Ashkar, Jane Schlesser, Paula Badger, Kenya Leonard, Francella Jackson, Alan Garner, Lena Lang, Eric Lewis, Tamara Cluck, Doreen Narcissian, Zabel Vartanian, Barbara Sempura, Matt Mason, Heather Shaw, Betty Bird, Neil Holliday, and Tina Lake Hopper. Thanks to all of those volunteers. And for our volunteer moderators, Judge retired Jim Radcliffe, Judge retired Janet Hornberg, Judge retired John Goodwin, Major General retired William Enyart, Judge retired Rick Aguirre, Judge retired Alexis Otis Lewis, and Judge retired Ellen Dauber. Thank you to our community for its financial support. Among the supporters in our leadership circle, Ameren, Illinois, the Walter Weidman Charitable Foundation, Illinois American Water Company, Sandberg, Phoenix, Von Gontard Charitable Foundation, Ever and Anon Foundation, Ann Weidman, Ann Hatch, Bill Enyart, and Annette Eckert. And in the champion circle of contributors, Belleville Elks Lodge, Mississippi Avenue, Inc., Darwin Miles, Mr. and Mrs. Stephen Wolf, Fairview Heights Animal Clinic, Jeanette Sarkisian Wagner, Rena Murphy, Mr. and Mrs. Tom Farquhar, Fulford Homes, Belleville Optimist Club, Kiwanis Club of Cahokia, Polish American Ladies Society, First Presbyterian Church Lunch Group, Hendricks and Hagen, Holland Construction Services, Associated Bank, Dr. and Mrs. Timothy Richards, Barbara Simpura, Empire Comfort Systems, Phil Hickman, Junior Service Club of St. Clair County, Belle Claire Rotary Foundation, Mr. and Mrs. Roger Lowry, Ms. Ann Colson, Mr. and Mrs. John Barasevic, Association of the Open Mind and Spirit, Commerce Bank, Mr. and Mrs. Harry Wilson, Mr. and Mrs. John Doris, Mr. and Mrs. Bruce Cook, Ms. Barbara Cease, Mr. and Mrs. Mel Wythe, Dr. and Mrs. Jim Gears, Mr. and Mrs. Bob Wells, Mr. and Mrs. William Witcher, Dr. and Mrs. Mark Azar, Mr. and Mrs. Richard Martini. Thank you to all of our contributors. Without their financial support, the St. Clair County Teen Court could not perform its vital function of saving one life at a time. And some more congratulations. Here's a message from St. Clair County State's Attorney Jim Gomrick.
Morning. I'd like to send my heartfelt congratulations to the Teen Court, all of the people that make it go on its 5th anniversary and having 200 graduates. The Teen Court has moved the needle and changed the lives of many of the youth in St. Clair County. The youth of St. Clair County, our treasure, and we need to cherish each and every one of them, knowing the potential that every young person has to make all of our lives better. Again, a sincere congratulations on 5 years and 200 graduates, and best to one and all.
Let's hear what Sheriff Rick Watson has to say about Teen Court.
Hello, this is Sheriff Richard Watson. I'd like to congratulate Teen Court on a 5-year anniversary. They've had 200 kids graduate from the program and over 20,000 hours dedicated to the program. Our youth is the future of this country, and what you have all done is providing a future for our country, and all of you are future leaders. No matter what profession you go into, this experience will carry on the rest of your life. And I would like to congratulate every one of you, and especially Judge Eckert for her countless hours dedicated to the program. But thank you all. And
one of our greatest supporters and benefactors is community leader and business executive, Ameren, Illinois CEO Richard Bark.
Well, congratulations to the St. Clair County Teen Court on celebrating its 5th anniversary, and from, I understand, the 200th graduate of the overall program. So this program has been a tremendous success in St. Clair County, and it could not have been as successful without the number of teens that have served as jurors over the last 5 years. And so I'd like to commend all of them for the great work that they've done. And to Judge Annette Eckert, I want to especially commend you for your leadership and your dedication for creating this program in St. Clair County. Your vision has definitely made a difference in hundreds of teenagers throughout St. Clair County. So thank you for your leadership and your commitment to young people of St. Clair County.
As you can see, it takes a village to have a successful teen court. Thank you to our beautiful village and villagers. Let us continue with our work to save our future one team at a time.